Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do something a little bit different today here for the Kentucky Beef Expo this year in 2023. Um, having grown up in the livestock industry and showed at this particular event myself for a number of years, nobody's ever done this. So we wanted to get ahead of the show, introduce some of the people that are behind the scenes and actually make this event happen. It's my privilege to be standing here on this end of it for once, and outside of the exhibitor side with a really good group of people here to help orchestrate this event and keep the wheels rolling, not just through the weekend, but really year round to put something like this together. So these are the folks that don't get a lot of thank yous, they don't get a lot of recognition, and I wanted to take this time and opportunity to go ahead and recognize some of those people. So I'm going to pass the baton to a very instrumental person. I'm going to let him introduce himself, give a little bit of background information as far as your involvement, not just with this show, but most of the things that happen here. And then we're just going to go around the horn and let everybody introduce themselves and tell what their involvement is. So it's your turn, sir, and I sure appreciate you joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. And this is a great thing that you're doing, and a great opportunity for us to talk about this expo. The history on this particular event goes back to 1986. This is when the Kentucky Beef Expo started here at the Louisville Fairgrounds Exposition, and it began with two breeds, the Angus and Beefalo, and it was their national shows that they held here. And then gradually, we had more breeds coming and participating each year. And the most that we've had is 12 breeds at the Beef Expo at any given year. The unique thing about the Beef Expo, and this is where our Kentucky department, and by the way, I'm Chris Caudle, and I'm the director of the Shows and Fairs Division.
Yes.
And Commissioner Ryan Quarles is our Commissioner of Agriculture. And through state funds, the breeds receive matching monies for in matching premiums for their show. In addition to that, any monies they spend on advertising, they'll match that as well. So each breed can receive up to $6,000 annually. In addition to that, the Department of Agriculture sponsors this event, and in fact, they did a check presentation yesterday. So $10,000 to the Beef Expo to go towards helping offset cost. So this event has turned into something, and this has happened. I've watched this happen since I began in 1995, and Brandon and I were just talking when exactly the junior show started, and I always remember when it started because we had a flood of 1997 that was devastating in parts of north central Kentucky, the town of Falmouth, as a matter of fact. But that was our first year trying the junior show, and it flopped to the very least. But thanks to Brent, he picked the reins up, and started that in 1998, and we have seen that grow amazingly big ever since. We are getting anywhere from 15 to 20 states a year coming to Louisville to participate in this event, and but as time has gone on, we've added other events. We've added a trade show. We've added a judging contest, and the judging contest I think is like 24 years in the making right now. In fact, they were just doing the results earlier, where they rewarded the kids. We had kids from Indiana, Tennessee, Kentucky. So it's really good to see these kids coming from other states just participate in this, and we're glad it's part of that. The trade show has become extremely viable to this. I mean, it's some of the really nice vendors out there, and right along with showing, and so it pertains to our clientele here. Um, what else can I say about this? I can say a lot, but
Let's talk about the
when you have so many states coming into Kentucky, and I mean I can only compare this to the North American, which that's also held here at this facility. But you're going to get 30 to 40 different states coming to that. this is drawing nearly, 20. Sometimes we've seen over 20, but usually it's between 15 and 20. But the economic impact that it does for the city of Louisville, I mean, we have some block and bridle kids from Eastern Kentucky University assisting us this year. We didn't know they were going to be able to help us until the last minute. I don't know how far out they're staying, but that's how hard it is to get a hotel anywhere close. But it's great for the hotels. It's great for businesses. It's great for restaurants, and so that absolutely brings a great revenue to Louisville each year. So, but it's time, and this is another unique historical point that turned the Expo around. In 2007, the Kentucky Beef Expo Board worked with the Kentucky Farm Bureau, and they became our major sponsor of this event. And so in 2008, this became the Kentucky Farm Bureau Beef Expo. And, we couldn't do this without Farm Bureau. And Renee Carrico is here next to me. And I've known her since she was little. And it's so nice to be working with her on this stage of things. I'm so proud of her. And but really, I'm going to let her tell us a little bit about Kentucky Farm Bureau, what she does. But that's been a tremendous asset to the Beef Expo.
Well, thanks, Chris. And as he said, my name is Renee Carrico. I do our livestock and environmental work at Kentucky Farm Bureau here out of our state office. That's right across the road in Louisville, right across town in Louisville. It's kind of neat standing here. I'm full circle. I judged at the judging contest here. I had friends that showed here that I came and helped and watched show. I was in a block and bridle that helped tail cattle in the ring and hand out ribbons, and then now I'm here with Farm Bureau. So it's a pretty cool first full circle moment. So I guess I'm kind of one of the generation that was raised by Beef Expo, which is pretty neat. It's been interesting kind of to hear the history of how Farm Bureau got involved, and it's easy to just see the paycheck and the name on the sign, but as we look at, in my role as the beef specialist at our group, the opportunity we've had a lot of improvements in our genetics in this state, and having an opportunity for multiple breeds on one site, semi-centrally located in this state, so our guys all know where to go at the right time of year to pick up a bull, grab some heifers, just simply coordinate meetings. Our cattlemen's convention meets here every so many years when it aligns with their quarterly meetings. Our junior cattlemen's are here. I mean, you're really getting a lot of networking opportunities for our groups, and just very few states see all of their state breed associations working together in one place. It makes it really nice for me as I'm being asked, what kind of bull do I need? How do I improve my herd? Well, you can come the first week of March every year, and I can direct you to 4 or 5 really intricate, great conversations that are really going to get you going and learn different intricacies that you can do on your operation. So it's really neat. We're really excited to be a part of this. Like I said, it feels like it's just the dollars and cents sometimes, but just getting a chance to meet these producers, see the next set. I mean, these are our next employees. These are our next farmers. So we're getting a chance to do a lot of the cornerstones of what Farm Bureau is about, and when we're educating our youth and helping bring up our next farmers, and then obviously our next agriculturalists. So we're excited to be here, and like I said, since 07, I guess 08 technically, and it's pretty neat to get to jump onto, it's easy to hitch onto a wagon that's moving this well, so very excited. But yeah, the one that really got this thing on the junior show side, which is I grew up in that whole industry, would be Brent doing the junior show part, so I'll pass it to him to let him finish up.
Thanks, Renee, and thank you, Chris. Thank you, Brad, for being here. This thing here, we wanted to build something back in, I think Chris was saying 97. I came along in 98 when I moved back to Kentucky. And, there's some people got to be thanked. I mean, people forget the legends that are in this business that have passed on. And, you start talking about a Jack Ragsdale. His son David was the one that came to me in 98 and said, I need you. And I said, what do you need? We sat down, we kind of looked at things, and from a financial standpoint, folks, if you haven't ever been to Louisville and the Expo Center, this is I'll say it, this is the world's greatest facility when it comes to, exhibition of livestock in terms of square feet, in terms of motels, in terms of restaurants, and hopefully in terms of us welcoming you here to come and show at this show. When we started, we had one goal in mind, and it kind of sounds funny, but never leave a kid behind. Give them all a shot. But most importantly, we didn't want to limit it to just Kentucky kids. That's what tonight's about. Tonight we're going to have a Kentucky heifer show. Tomorrow morning we'll have a Kentucky steer show. But we wanted to have The only way I think you can learn in showing cattle as well as basketball, sports, whatever, is you've got to see what the best look like. And you've got to be willing to play against the best. You've got to be willing to take the lick and get back up and learn what they're doing. So we wanted to open it up to all 50 states. You want to come and you want to play with the best, you come to Louisville, Kentucky, and I'll tell you whether or not you got a good one by the time the day's over, because you're going to play against the good ones. And it's not one of these deals, you can call it a jackpot show, you can call it whatever you want to. Most states, as you well know, Brad, limit their show to their state. And they think they're big dogs in that, and that's fine. A lot of good calves live in a couple of these states, but they do not allow the whole United States to come at you. Here, you're going to compete against cattle that come as far as sometimes California. You know, we've had them here all the way up to Maine, California, Florida. It doesn't matter. We'll take them all. We'll let you run against each other. We'll try to be as considerate and get you through the ring as fast as possible. But another legend that really helped was Charlie Boyd, Sr. And, you know, you talk about Jack Rags, you talk about Charlie Boyd Sr., and I'll throw my dad in that mix also, Bill Toll, that was on the State Fair Board, that really kind of was instrumental. And Mr. Beck, who now runs this facility, was at Farm Bureau at the time. So you can see how all this kind of weaves together with dreams of, hey, let's bring this in, let's make it bigger, let's make it better. I'm just the lucky guy, because you can call me smart and call me dumb or whatever, but every leader, good leader I've ever had surrounded themselves with people that made their life look really good. And here at the Beef Expo, we surround ourselves with Kentucky Department of Agriculture, Ryan Quarles' crew, second to none. I mean, they're here. They're working diligently right now to get classes broke. These guys are always there for me if I need them. They handle the show. I'm just the bad guy if we got to have a bad guy, and that's fine with me. We have rules. We follow them. We keep it straightforward. We don't make deals with people. So that's Kentucky. And then you know, you take it into the money side of things. If you've ever looked at the finances on this building and thought about, boy, what would it cost to have a cattle show in the Fair and Expo Center? Folks, it's as high as you think it is. It's every bit as high as you think it is. So just realize that, you know, when you see the entry fees, and we hadn't went up on entry fees probably in 10 years or 12, and we had to go up. This place has doubled in price in the last, 5 years on what it used to cost us. So we've got to have great sponsors. And, you know, when we reached out to David Beck when he was at Farm Bureau, well, actually it was before that, you know, they were more than welcome to come aboard and support agriculture, support these kids. And I love what she said, because this one's come full circle. Man, it's just awesome for me to not only watch my daughter, but to watch other young children that I've watched in the ring during this Beef Expo, through the judging contest and through showing, and now they're in positions where they're giving back. And I think that's the whole, people say, why you do this, Brent? That's what it is. I just want to have these kids have the same opportunity I had growing up. And whether they love it and can do it for life, hopefully they learn something. Hopefully they learn, you know, to help somebody else out. So that's the gist of the Beef Expo. I hope you got what you wanted from these two and myself, because we try to keep it as straightforward as can. And thank you for being here.
Thank you, buddy. Guys, if you're joining us on this live stream and maybe you're from a different state and have an opportunity to orchestrate something like this and put all those pieces together, this one's going to be hard to replicate. You guys got a lot of history. You guys are a very well-oiled machine. I can assure you guys, if you've never attended the Kentucky Beef Expo, this is pretty much just like the North American. Same level of competition, same level of professionalism, and pretty much the same people running it. You got a great support staff down here in Louisville, Kentucky. Guys, they got it going on. So other states, maybe I was hoping maybe you guys would look in on this and maybe consider doing something similar. There's a lot of really great resources out there in our agricultural industry, and like everybody mentioned that was on this this stream here, it is about the next generation, and it's about getting that next group of kids into positions like everybody that's standing here is in, and being able to give back. That's our legacy, truly, and that's what makes the industry great. So guys, thank you for taking time out of an extremely busy schedule. I appreciate not only whatever you guys do through this show, but what you do year round to make this show even possible. So thank you very much, guys. My hat's off to you. You bet.